at GUPS, we use an intervention to support reading and phonics called Fast Track Tutoring. And this intervention is inspired and it comes from the RWInc programme. So we introduced RWInc in our school around 3 years ago, and we introduced this as we wanted a more consistent approach to teaching phonics. And then when we started to teach the phonics, we then noticed through assessments that we had our lowest 20% of readers that we really wanted to capture, and we really wanted to make sure that they made progress, or learners who maybe have made progress in their period and as they progress through school, but then they've kind of staggered progress towards the end. So our fast track tutoring intervention targets those learners who are our lowest 20% of learners, or learners who maybe have not made progress from their last assessment point. So we introduced RWInc about 3 years ago at GUPS, and this was to have a consistent approach of teaching phonics. And when we introduced RWInc in our school, that's when staff then had the full training of interventions and how to teach phonics. But then following this, we have a RWInc consultant who we're very fortunate to have, and she comes in every year to provide a refresh training. And then I offer to our staff once a week a drop-in session where staff are welcome to come and ask questions and have a coach and modelling session if they wish to. So as I said, this is a phonics intervention that specifically targets their reading skills, and this specifically focuses on our 20% of learners and learners who haven't made progress. And I analyse the data from the assessments and I work out who needs and requires this intervention. So this intervention is run through classes, so it's the class teacher's responsibility to organise when this takes place. But it is generally run by the TA in the classroom. So from reception to year 2, it's run by the TA. Every child has it daily, 3 to 5 minutes every day. Whereas in years 3 and 4, it's run by ALN TAs for children who need it and who require that extra support. So I do the assessment collection with a team of other people, and after the assessments have been done, I then analyse the data and I look at learners then who require it, and I do this by making a spreadsheet with all the learners' names on, and then I put my assessment points in, which is generally every half term, and then I have a look then whether they've made progress, whether they haven't. And I also look at why sometimes they haven't made progress, sometimes the general trends and observations. So then it's looking at whether they need it, the intervention. So it's a really good opportunity when analysing data to look at the individual as them and their progress, and then I can identify what part intervention they need. Because with the fast track tutoring intervention, it's not just one intervention fits all, there's different parts to it. So for example, some learners might need teaching their single set sounds, some learners might need oral blending, some might need learning this some special friends. So there's all different parts of the programme. So then when I analyse the data, I look at what part of the programme the children need, and then hand this over to the class teacher then, who organises when best to do the intervention. And we hand this over to the teacher to almost suit their timetable. But we also try and encourage to maximise learning opportunities. So for example, during early morning activities, a really good time to capture these learners as soon as they come in, sometimes before break time or so the children are getting ready, after break time, before lunch, at the end of the day when some children are getting ready for home time. So just looking at more of those transitional times, changes throughout the day to maximise those learning opportunities. So as I said, these interventions take place on a one-to-one basis with learners for 3 to 5 minutes every day. So every TA and teacher has their own pack of resources to support this intervention. So teachers or TAs can both run this intervention, but like I said, it predominantly is run by TAs. So in order to support this intervention, TAs and teachers need sound cards, green words, and also nonsense words as they go up through the programme. So we undertake these assessments every half term, and then it's important that we're continuously reviewing these assessments and they're taking place regularly so children don't stick in a group of progress, they're continuously progressing. The progress that we've seen across the school has been absolutely amazing. Generally across the school, our reading levels have improved. Teachers have commented on how much more confident learners are when writing and when reading, that they're using their phonics skills, especially those learners who are your lower ability learners or learners who have progressed so well from reception to year 1, and then in year 2 they've just got stuck just at the end of the programme. So that intervention is just sometimes that little push that those children need, and working on that one-to-one basis rather than doing sometimes in a whole group setting seems to work quite well. But yeah, generally the teachers have really commented on how amazing and how successful this programme has been, and how successful this intervention has been in children's phonics knowledge and applying this within the classroom. On our SDP in 2023, it was identified that most of our learners in the mid-phase were accessing our phonics scheme. And then there was a target within the success criteria to reduce the amount of learners within the mid-phase accessing RWInc by summer 2025 to 20%. So I work closely with year 3 and 4 colleagues. We put the interventions in place for learners who were our lowest 20% and learners who were maybe stuck in progress. And this was really, really successful, because from summer 2023 until now, we've had a significant reduction in the amount of learners that were on it. So in September 2023, we had 58% of learners who were accessing our RWInc scheme in the mid-phase, and now we have 19% currently accessing the RWInc scheme, which has been excellent progress, and it's been really lovely to see. And I think the interventions has a big part to play on this, as like I said, that those certain children who need it are getting more of that one-to-one time. It has come with some limitations. For example, maybe if we have staff absences, when staff are not in, it's difficult sometimes to pick these up, but we always just try to say to teachers across the school, let's become a team, put things in together, let's try and work together to make sure that the interventions still take place. We're very fortunate, again, we have the Ruth Miskin School portal, so sometimes the children can access the videos on there as well. But staff absence has been quite a big limitation for us, especially this year. Also, venues is another tricky thing. We're a big school, but big schools come with, children and teachers needing those rooms and those venues too. So sometimes we find that a little bit tricky to fit everybody in a place when they need to do their interventions. But yes, it comes with limitations, but overall it's been really, really successful for us at Glanesk, and it's had an excellent impact for our learners. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to have a look at these sounds and we're going to go super speedy. Ready? Parrot.
Oh!
Good girl.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. Ah.
Good girl. Good girl. Look at all of these sounds that you know. Good job. Well done. Okay. Today we are going to learn the sound. Good.
Good.
Watch me copy. Good. Ready? Magnet eyes. Good girl. turn.
Good.
That's it. Ready, go.
Good, 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 good.
Well done. Watch me. Good, 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 good. Your turn.
Good, 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 good.
Good girl. Good, 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 good girl. Good, 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 good girl. Watch me. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Watch this.
The same.
Same. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Ready? Watch me. Good, 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 good. Watch this. You ready? Ready? Watch me. Good girl. Ready? Good. Good, good girl. Good, good. Good, good girl. Good, good girl. Good. Your turn. Parrot.
Yeah.
Good girl. Ready? Get my magic hand. Ready? Watching the card. What side's it going to be? Ready?
Good. Good, good, good. 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 Good, good, good. Good. Good, good, good. 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 Good, good, good.
Super job, Diane. Ready? Let's put the good in the pack. You ready? Let's go through it. Let's
Good.
go. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Good, good, good.
Good girl. Good.
Good, 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 good.
Good girl. Keep going.
Mm.
Good girl. Good girl.
B. A. Good, good, good.
Good. Okay, let's go again. Keep going.
O. Two. Good, good, good.
Good. Your turn. Good.
Good, 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 good.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Keep trying. Good girl. Keep going.